back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat nights 3, 4, and 5 in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This night is a lot more technical and gets you to work a lot more on your reflexes. So let's get started. So I do want to mention that I do have a video coming out like in a couple hours from now, and that should be the guide for nights 1 and 2. And as I'm recording this, it's not out yet because I'm planning on recording these 2 today. So I'm gonna get the call real quick and just want to keep winding the music box. Now this is the first night where Withered Bonnie is active. If you didn't know, essentially Withered Bonnie is active first all the time, like before Withered Bonnie. So that's Withered Foxy. Once the ambient starts, just change between flashing. Flashing Foxy, and once the ambient stops, he's disappeared. So, Withered Bonnie will always move first before any other animatronic, or before Withered Chica and Withered Freddy. And his first destination is always the main hall. So once Withered Bonnie has reached the main hall, it gives Withered Chica an opportunity to move to her first destination, by room 4, and once Chica reaches part of room 4, gives Freddy an opportunity to his first destination, which is also the main hall. But it's very unlikely you'll experience this happen by Freddy on this night. There's Foxy, so just go flash in. I don't think anyone's moved yet. Just check. Yeah, no, Withered Bonnie's made his first move. There we go. Foxy is gone. Chica's also made her first move as well. None of the toys have moved yet. Obviously, besides Golden Freddy, the only other animatronic that's disabled on this night is Toy Freddy. So if you want to find out how to work Golden Freddy, you probably want to watch nights 1 and 2 in preparation for nights 4 and 5. And obviously you have to play them first. I'm just causing brain damage. So now everyone's moved. That's how you know Foxy's gone. There's Freddy there. Or in part 3. Bonnie's gone from the hallways in part 1. So I recommend learning some of the places people go on the cameras. So there's Foxy. And this is why you want to keep putting on the mask straight away, because you want to be ready for when Withered Bonnie enters the vent. And then Withered Bonnie's next movement will be to force the camera down into blackout, similar to how Toy Freddy did already. There we go, there it is. So I think Balloon Boy is there now. So Withered Chica's getting ready to enter the vent as well. There's Freddy. He was in the hallway as well. I think Chica's entered the vent, yep. So just all the withers are coming at you. This is a great time to learn how they work. I recommend if you're playing on mouse, you should probably just hold the button, because there's nothing you really need for the mouse. And what this game likes to do is buffer them. Basically, if you don't know, to turn on the lights in FNaF 1, you have to manually click them, and to turn them off, you have to click them again. For this game, you just have to hover your mouse over the lights, or just the hitbox near the lights. And then, if you wanted to turn off, you want to leave the hitbox. So you just want to hold so it turns on the lights at the first frame if you take the perfect mouse line. And then as soon as you put up the cameras, you can also buffer the music box as well. So you cannot actually buffer the camera clicking, you still have to click the cameras manually. So I'm checking other rooms now because I think, well, I still have to check the show stage first. Yeah, no, so Toy Bonnie is out now. The toys are still incredibly rare. So there we go. There's Withered Bonnie back. Freddy's still in the main hall. There it is with a body. Now I'm gonna. It's a very important tip used for night 4 that I think we should learn, but I'm not gonna talk. Yes, I called it. Toy Bonnie is in 4. It's 4 AM now. Now you want to be very careful because if you're on night 3 and the music box happens to be very high, you really don't want to keep the camera open for that long. If it's very low, you can just do big winds, but if it's really close to running out and you know whether the animatronic is coming soon, then you should probably just go for medium winds in the music box. The reason why I don't want to keep the cameras open as long is that what the Wivets can do is that the second they enter the office, that they can actually force down the cameras, leading to a very painful death, because you'll probably not have enough reaction time to put on the mask. But night 3 and 4 are here to teach you how to deal with this. So we're coming to the end of the night, it's just at 5 AM. So I believe the room boys entered the vents. Probably check Pride room 2 just in case. Yeah, Toy Bonnie is also on his way. Toy Chica, yeah, she's also gone. Toy Chica's gone. And there's finally a Chica. And speaking of devil, Toy Chica's now in the hallway. That does not mean that Wind Foxy's not there. A certain animatronics can stack, like Mango and Foxy, with Bonnie and Foxy. In case you couldn't follow what I was doing in my last guide, I left some quick definitions. If you want me to do the same for this night, then let me know in the comments. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, so I'll try and talk as fast as I can. Oh, sorry, not fast as I can, as loud as I can. And there we go, 6 AM. So that's 6 AM. Night 4 is when you can actually start applying real strategy to this strategy that you just used in night 3. Like, you can start applying some knowledge to the vent animatronics. So, if you didn't know now, I'm now going to split up the animatronics into 2 categories. I'm going to split them into office animatronics and vent animatronics. Office animatronics are the animatronics that like to immediately approach the office and do something called blackout in front of you. So animatronics like Toy Freddy, Wivet Bonnie, and Wivet Chica. Vent animatronics like Toy Chica and BB like to show up on the vent lights and you just have to put on the mask for about 5 seconds. And then wild cards like the Puppet and Foxy. Or Toy Bonnie. The reason why Toy Bonnie is one of them and not a vent animatronic is because Toy Bonnie has his own blackout. Now all this night did was re-add Toy Freddy into the night and re-add Mangle. Mangle's AI on this night is actually pretty high. By the end, I think it's about 8. And all this night did was just slightly improve upon the Withered animatronics AI, re-add Toy Freddy and re-add Mangle. It wasn't really that much of an insane change. Now I recommend watching Party Room 3 and the main hall. And if you don't think that's going to work, then watch Party Room 4. This is to make sure that you know if Toy Bonnie and Withered Bonnie have left the stage, so that gives me way for Chica, for both Chicas and both Freddy's to leave the stage as well. So just check. I recommend checking these 3 rooms. There's Mangle. So here's when you want to start applying strategy. So you may be wondering why I haven't been taking off the mask straight away. I mean, I was doing it on the last night, but essentially I'm going to break it down for you on the next blackout, but just wait for that. So I think the window should be coming up on me soon. There he is. There it goes. No one's even approaching the other vents. Bonnies just now came out, meaning I think not even Chica's came out yet. So here's where things get interesting. So on a blackout, basically a vent animatronic can show up at the same time, and essentially what might happen is you might pull down the mask the second the blackout ends, and you'll see a vent animatronic, meaning you have to put on the mask for another additional time, giving way more time for Foxy to kill the player, and also the music box. So now Mango's in the room. So I just got rid of both of them. So no one's in a vent right now. So I'm gonna check these 3 rooms. There's Chica. So I believe the toy animatronics still have not left the stage. You know, they're all there. I know that the toys get majorly buffed on night 5 to kind of match the energy of the rivets on this night. I think Balloon Boys, yeah, no, that's Rivet Bunny. And there's Rivet Chica. So here's how I'm going to examine what exactly might happen when a blackout happens. So there may be like Balloon Boy or Chica in the right vent, and I'm going to demonstrate this with Rivet Bunny. So say that Rivet Bunny's about to happen right now, there we go. So I'm going to immediately pull the mask off, and say that Balloon Boy and Toy Chica are there, then I would have to immediately put the mask back on. And that would waste a lot of time. Now you want to see what I want to do with Rivet Chica. So what I'm about to do with a Chica will actually make things way easier for you. So you want to watch this fan right here, and you want to pull the mask off the second that it comes into view. I just left the mask on for about an additional second. The reason I did this was to get rid of vent animatronics. It might sound weird to leave the mask on for an extra amount of time. That might just sound like I'm easily being an easy target. But the reason why this works is that any decimal exceeding 5 seconds, so like 5.1, 5.2, that guarantees the exit of a vent animatronic like Toy Chica. So what could happen is that if you just took the mask off instantly, you have to put on the mask twice and wait for 5 seconds. But if you if you left it on for a little bit of extra time, it just means that they have time to leave straight away, like Balloon Boy. So then you would take the mask off and check the right vent. This just pretty much removes the left vent entirely. The reason why you start to check the right vent is because Toy Bonnie is a unique case and he's not going to try and escape doing his blackout. So what actually happens with Toy Bonnie is that we will not fall for this scheme. I think Toy Bonnie's actually out now. There's Freddy. Not sure where Toy Bonnie is though. Oh no, he is out. So I believe Toy Bonnie is in party room 3. If not, then he's just in party room 2. But Chica's so Toy Bonnie is. Oh, there he is. He's in party room 2. So this is probably the last night where you want to stop watching the animatronics. You might want to watch the vents just so you know who's coming next, but that's all you want to do. Because now we just want to blind the music box and then put on the mask, check both lights, and repeat. And see, this works wonders. I believe this should be an animatronic. Do that. And essentially something like that. This will work wonders in some of the presets when the animatronics are extremely aggressive. On this night, you can practice going superhuman speeds. So Mangle's in the vent, more animatronics could be in the vent. Check these 2 rooms. And there we go, 6 a.m. So still one more night to this guide, but this night teaches you a lot of things that you could do when combining the vent animatronics and rivet animatronics. And you learn all these things for night 4. So you learn all these things on night 4 for night 5. Night 5 is when all the toys get buffed majorly. Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, and Balloon Boy all get buffed to 5 AI at 1 a.m. But at 3 a.m. they all get nerfed by 2 a.m. The only one who doesn't is Toy Freddy and Mangle. At 12 a.m. Mangle's AI is 1, but at 1 a.m. his AI becomes 10. So it's time for the 5th night. Trust me when I say that this night, don't get ashamed if you die to this night too. I even do myself. So what happens at 3 a.m. is that it nerfs the toy animatronics, but in turn buffs the withered animatronics. More specifically, buffs Chica and Bonnie. So Foxy's in the hole, we're just gonna get rid of him. Foxy, I believe, is 7 a.m. on this night. Foxy actually on night 6 reaches 15. I'm saving night 6 for its own guide, and then I'm probably splitting up the presets until I can each out. So now just wind the music box until you hear ambience. There we go, Balloon Boy's now there. No one else is in the vents, no one else is making vent noises either. So listening is key. Want to listen for as much ambience and listen for as much vents as possible. Well, then you know for a fact that was Balloon Boy, but you still want to check. It can get confusing, is it might be listening for a vent animatronic like Toy Chica to leave, but then a different animatronic makes noise, making you think that the animatronic you were watching just left, but they didn't. It was just somebody else entering. So there's both Chica and Bonnie. Like I said, just leave the mask on for a little bit of time, then check Bonnie, wind the music box, and just repeat. If you want to check Party Room 3 so you can get to know the progress on Withered Freddy, but if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. Nothing has been said already about this night. So Withered Chica's getting ready. I think she just entered. You wanna check? Yep. So everyone on this night is going buck wild. I don't know what it isn't. It's Toy Freddy. Toy Freddy, I'm missing out on the fun, man. So I will admit that this night, it's much easier to get into a rhythm than like night 3 and 4. Only because those 2 nights like have absolutely no rhythm to fall into. Like they're just random movements, just like night 2. But night 2 is just so easy. So we're getting like something called a animatronic combo. This will pretty much happen every single time you pull down the cameras on later nights. this point, this is the part where we might have to start forward for the main threat with the fox. He becomes a big threat on most nights. You notice that this is also a very good way to save power. And yeah, no, you'd be right. Like, I'm almost always making it through with like barely enough power, maybe like 1 bar, but this night I may even have 2 bars. I play it well enough. There we go, with a Chica just did hers. I think that vent noise might have been Bonnie entering. Yep. We haven't had the opportunity to have Toy Bonnie enter. He's definitely out. So he's chilling in the main hole right now. Where if you actually try to fall into this pattern, you might actually understand how much of a pain Toy Bonnie is. There's Mangle chilling on part 1. So I think that was Wizard Bonnie. That's alright. There we go, nice with the Bonnie.
Hello. Hi.
Toy Bonnie's gonna make his appearance. There's Chica. And this is where you might hear it. See, Balloon Boy just disappeared. After Chica. Having no Toy Bonnie so far. Gonna keep going, and we've almost reached the end of the night, and there we go, Bonnie, and so almost at the end. So once you learn this is pretty much gonna make night 6 not a cakewalk, but it's gonna make it decently easy. But all it does to make it harder is that most of the animatronics reach double digits, giving you way less leeway to check the vents, as there's not really a point, as they automatically attack you. And there we go, we did it. That's all 5 nights. Welcome to the family. This is the part where Stingray would attack all of my contacts, but no, luckily I'm playing on Steam. Thank God. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.